Hey, today I will be talking about fixed stars in astrology. I find this topic very interesting but also very consuming, and honestly I do not know how to simplify this subject. So I will just begin with this video and then see how it goes, because there is so much to be said, and fortunately I think I have the time to make a lot of videos on this topic. Now I have to say one more thing before I begin about aspects that fixed stars can have. Now, this seems to be a topic of debate. However, the most accepted point of view is that these stars can only form conjunctions and parallels because stars cast no rays. They operate by position as per traditional astrological point of view. From the standpoint of geometry, of course, any aspect is possible. In addition to this, many consider that fixed stars are no longer consulted much in natal astrology, but they do remain to be somewhat important in other branches of astrological divination, such as judicial astrology, also known as God's judgment announced in the stars. Fixed stars may elevate from poverty to the extreme height of fortune and the other way around, but they do not act alone, except maybe if they're situated on angles and that their main effect is transmitted by the planets. So fixed stars are most powerful when in angles and weak when cadent, meaning positioned in the 3rd, 6th, 9th or 12th house. Now cadent is a term derived from Latin cado, which means to fall down or to decline. Now fixed stars effect is very prominent when rising, culminating, setting or on the nadir or imum celi. This is Latin for the bottom of the sky, even when they are alone. It can be seen sometimes that opposition may have a somewhat similar effect to that of conjunction, and square can have a very strong influence, and it should not be ignored. Here are some of the fixed stars and their interpretation in a chart, basically their natures. Fixed star Enif, this is Epsilon Pegasi in the constellation of Pegasus, the winged horse. The name Enif is derived from the Arabic al-Anf, meaning the mouth, in this case of Pegasus. Enif was included in the Chinese lunar asterism Wei, which means steep or danger. In Greek myth, Pegasus was the immortal winged horse who aided the hero Bellerophontes or Hipponus in defeating the monster Chimera. This was a fire-breathing female monster with a lion's head, a goat's body, and a serpent's tail. Now let me digress for a moment. In life and in dreams, a chimera can be interpreted as a hope or a dream that is very unlikely to ever to come true, something that exists only in the imagination and is not possible in reality. Okay, so back to mythology. Pegasus was said to be the offspring of Poseidon in his form as horse god. Now, side note, horses have long been associated with the ocean, and his mother was serpent hair gorgon Medusa. The legend says Pegasus sprang from Medusa's neck when she was beheaded by Perseus. So Pegasus has come to be a symbol of ascension, triumph, and victory. In a natal chart, the star gives ambition, vanity, intuition, enthusiasm, caprice, and bad judgment. It is associated or it acts like Mars. So for example, if one has Moon conjunct Enif, this could indicate an ambitious attitude combined with a strong sense of individual purpose. One may love challenge and adventure, and there may be willingness to take risks. Al-Danab or Gamma Gruis in the constellation of Grus, the crane. Al-Danab means the tail in Arabic. This title came from ancient perception of this star as the tail of the constellation of Pisces Austrinus, the southern fish. Not like the head of the crane as it is seen today, meaning it is also referred to as Ras al-Kurki, meaning head of the crane, which it currently designates. Something about the crane, it is typically noted for its graceful and fluid movements. In Japan and Korea, this phenomenon inspired the crane dance, a style of dance dating back to at least the year 646 Common Era or CE. Throughout Asia, the crane is seen as highly auspicious symbol of good health and longevity, and cranes are also noted for their stamina and perseverance during their long annual migrations. Because they possess beautiful and haunting voices, in certain parts of Africa they are considered to be emblematic of both eloquence and the ability to speak to the gods. In the classical world, they were thought to take turns guarding the flock at night, so they were associated with the quality of vigilance. In astrology, this star gives a retiring, active, proud, watchful, kind, idealistic, and devoted nature with a liking for astronomy. And then, for example, conjunction with Mercury, it shows graceful, eloquent, and refined characteristics. A keen awareness of one's surroundings is also likely. And some of the interests may include dance, movements of different sorts, language, and study of the stars. And here is one I think many know, the nebula Beta Leonis, a single blue and white star in the lion's tail, the second brightest individual star in the zodiac constellation of Leo. Its name comes from Aldanab al-Assad, the tail of the lion, or according to Ethelbert William Bullinger, who wrote, among other books, The Witness of the Stars, the nebula is called the Judge, or Lord who cometh. The nebula was included in the Babylonian ecliptic asterism Zibat-Ah, which also means the tail of the lion. Some Mesopotamian titles ascribed to this star Lamash, meaning colossus, and Sa, meaning blue. At the time, this star was considered to be blue, or it was blue. In the Chinese asterism, it was called Wu Tizuo, or Seat of the Five Emperors. The constellation of Leo, which contains the nebula, is generally thought to represent the Nemean lion, the vicious child of Typhon and Echidna, who was slain by Hercules. According to Ptolemy, it has the nature of Saturn and Venus, while others also incorporate, along with these two, nature of Mercury, Uranus, and Mars. So if rising, it indicates riches, good fortune, but with many dangers and anxieties, benefits that don't last long, trouble, and sickness. If with the moon, it brings honor, but also final disgrace and ruin, violent diseases, domestic quarrels, and temporary separation from the marriage partner. If with Mars, it indicates vindictive and cruel personality, loss of position, and public disgrace. Or with Neptune, it indicates one is clever and sarcastic, but also bitter in speech, prone to accidents and sickness in early life, and possible death in the middle age by an accident or persisting illness. Rastaban Alvaid or Beta Draconis is a binary yellow star located in the head of the dragon. Ancients call her the nebulous stars in the dragon's eye in the constellation Draco, or the dragon. Rastaban and Eltanin or Gamma Draconis are often referred to as the dragon's eyes, and insight, keen perception, and visionary qualities are associated with the influence of these stars. The name Alvaid derived from the Al-Alvaid, meaning mother of camels, and this name refers to the ancient Arabic perception of the constellation of Draco as a group of mother camels protecting their young from ravenous hyenas. Now, Rastaban is among the stars which represent the mother camels, thus it is connected with themes of protection and defense. According to Ptolemy, it has a nature of Saturn and Mars, and it gives loss of property, violence, criminal inclinations, and accidents. But it can also bring many travels and friends and emotional nature. With the moon, it indicates quarrels, wounds, blindness, blows, and kicks from horses. And with Venus indicates fierce, tenacious, forceful, and robust attributes. Talents in many diverse areas are possible, as is a strong desire to seek knowledge. Political and athletic pursuits are favored. Menkalinan is Beta Aurigae in the constellation of Auriga, the charioteer. The name Menkalinan is derived from the Arabic Al-Mankib dil Inan, meaning the shoulder of the rein holder. The name designates the star's position within the celestial figure of Auriga. The constellation of Auriga is thought to represent one of several famous charioteers of classical myth, one being Myrtilus, the son of Hermes or Mercury, and the charioteer of King Enomaus. Myrtilus was bribed by Pelops to lose in race between the two, thus ultimately betraying the king. Auriga is also said to represent Hephaestus, son of Hera, queen of the gods. He was crippled, but despite that, he was a manual and mechanical genius. He created many beautiful inventions, including a chariot for his own transportation, thus becoming the charioteer. According to Ptolemy, the star has influence of Mars and Mercury. Others say it has the nature of Jupiter with a blend of Mars and Venus. This star and this constellation are said to give self-confidence, interest in social problems, happiness, but also danger, great challenges, and troubles. Great initiative and enthusiasm are indicated, as are impulsiveness and recklessness. For example, if conjunct descendant, It indicates a strong interest in technological or philosophical innovation. Personal strengths may lie in self-control, integrity, and the ability to find unique and effective solutions to problems. Travel and transportation may play a significant role in one's life. In astrology, the royal stars of Persia were regarded as the guardians of the sky approximately 3000 BC during the time of the ancient Persians, so modern-day Iran. The reason why they are called royal is that they appear to stand aside from the other stars in the sky. The four stars, Aldebaran, Regulus, Antares, and Fomalhaut, are the brightest stars in their constellation, as well as being part of the 25 brightest stars in the sky, and were considered the four guardians of the heavens. They mark the seasonal changes of the year and mark the equinoxes and solstices. So Aldebaran watched the eastern sky and was the dominant star in the Taurus constellation. Regulus watched the north and was the dominant star in the Leo constellation. Antares watched the west and was the alpha star in Scorpio. And Fomalhaut watched the southern sky and was the brightest star in Pisces Austrinus, sharing the same longitude with the star Sadalmelik, which is the predominant star in Aquarius. 15 stars considered especially useful for magical applications in the medieval astrology of Europe and the Arab world are known as the Behenian fixed stars. The name derives from Arabic Bahman, meaning root, as each was considered a source of astrological power for one or more planets. Each is also connected with a gemstone and plant used in rituals intended to draw the star's influence. When a planet was within 6 degrees of an associated star, this influence was thought to be particularly strong. Now, Agrippa explains how to use the fixed star listings to make rings or talismans. The manner of making these kinds of rings is this. When any star ascends fortunately with a fortunate aspect, or in conjunction with the moon, one must take a stone and herb that is under that star and make a ring of the metal that agrees to that star, and in it fasten the stone, putting the herb or root under it. Now, this can be found in this book or these books, 3 books of occult philosophy by Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. This may be a pretty difficult read for a beginner, but it is super interesting. It is interesting if you are into this type of stuff. Another interesting read on fixed star subject is the Book of Fixed Stars or the Book of the Shapes of the Stars. Now, this is an astronomical text written by Abd al-Rahman Azofi around 964. The book was written in Arabic, that was common then, but author himself was Persian. This was an attempt to create a synthesis of the comprehensive star catalog in Ptolemy's Almagest, more specifically books 7 and 8. The original manuscript of the book no longer exists, but notes on this one can be found online, and there are copies, of course, and this book may be of some interest to someone who is like really deeply interested in this topic. And this is it for today. A quote for today is by great Seneca, who said, "Non est ad astra mollis eteris via," meaning there is no easy way from the earth to the stars. Thank you for being with me. I hope you found some of this interesting. If you did, then please subscribe and press a like button. It lets me know that I'm doing something right, and it makes me happy. And also leave a comment. Next video, talismans. See you in a couple of days. Bye.